everyone, thank you so much for coming in, especially folks that are up late to tune into this, whether to support the brother Sean doing this thing or to get some knowledge. Apparently, the premise of what you're about to present, Sean, was engaging and fascinating enough that people are up in the ungodly hours right now and tuning in. We we're Jeff and I were really excited about this one as well. And there's a couple things happening right now. Number one, us moving forward, the idea for us to be able to broaden the offerings for the community to really tap into folks outside of the US to be able to participate live. And a lot of what we were just saying, Sean came in for the last one of these sessions at 5 a.m. in the morning to be part of it. And so, yeah, the people outside of the US have made flexes and put in extra effort to be part of these events. And now folks in the US that are making that flex, thank you so much for joining and bringing the energy that makes this a collective event. So there is a group of us live in here. What briefly say what Sean is going to present and what we were excited about, then I'll turn it over to him. But I will precursor. There's one inspirational moment that Sean showed me, and I don't want to take your thunder from telling about this, but one of the first pieces of using generative AI video to create visual elements that went with music, and combine these kind of like mediums. Sean, are you gonna tell the story?
about about the Khyber video with
Yeah.
Shashir. Yeah, I am, but you can tell it.
Okay. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
he showed this video that he created from one of these artists that he really respected, and when he showed it to us, it blew our minds at that you could use generative video to that point of creating an entire music video for a piece of music. And and I'll let you tell the story about how that linked you into that artist and how it kind of like brought a vision to life. But and I know you're going to show a bunch of it. And for folks, I know we have a few different languages here too. There'll be a lot of really interesting visuals that Sean's going to show. But the idea is that in pure clubhouse form, we can combine all of these different mediums and disciplines of music, of visuals, of moving visuals, of still visuals, and create a product and an output that can apply to careers and expression of art and all of these different forms. And so Sean's going to describe how he came to bring all of these things together to further yeah, his side career and all the superpowers that we have as a DJ, as a musician, and then how it applies back to the clubhouse. I don't want to take too much from you, but kind of precursor it for you. You want to take it from there, Sean?
Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, so I'll get to where I'm at, kind of at the end ish, which is using AI to make videos and streaming on Twitch and YouTube and things like that. But I want to start at the beginning of my career, and or even further back to that, actually, when I was a boy. And because it's all the scaffolding and it's all like the bits that make up, it's the journey. It's how I got to where I'm at the moment. And without that, I wouldn't have been able to do what I'm doing right now, because I wouldn't have had the knowledge and experience and expertise and insight and technical, jargon to be able to put it all together. So it's all part of the story. And also, I've had a really interesting career in Australia. I've traveled throughout the entirety of Australia, and Australia is made up of a lot of desert. There's a lot of coastline, but there's a lot of desert. And I spent 15 odd, almost 20, 15-ish years traveling the desert and making media, music, hip hop videos and documentaries and things in a lot of the Northern Territory in the desert. But I'll get to that, and I'll show some videos about that, just some snippets, and then I'll get to the Twitch stuff, and I'll show you some stuff that I'm doing at the moment as well. And But I just want to give you a little bit of background. So I grew up in New South Wales in Australia in a fairly isolated country town of about 30,000 people. It's 500 Ks north of Sydney and 500 Ks ish south of Brisbane and 200 Ks inland from the coast. So it was country farm. My parents grew up on farms, both my mum and my dad. And then my family kept trying to dress me in cowboy boots and cowboy hat. And I'd toss them off and wear basketball shoes and basketball caps and baseball caps and baggy pants and baggy shorts. And at school, it was really hard for me because all the boys wanted to play football and I hated football. And I did drama instead and did skateboarding, and had a crew of friends who were a good crew of friends who I used to rollerblade with and skateboard with. But it was really tough for me. I got thrown out of pretty much every class in high school because I was the class clown, and I was diagnosed with ADHD at the age of 14 or 15. And again, because we're in an isolated country town, in the 90s, nobody really heard of ADHD. It was just starting to come out of the woodworks. Maybe if you're in the cities, you might have heard about it, but in my town, you certainly didn't hear about it. And it's only because my mum was a school teacher, and she was a savvy school teacher, and she knew something was up. And one of her parents gave her a book about ADHD. And mum read it and said, "Yep, that's my boy." And then I was diagnosed with ADHD at 14 and 15. And yeah, school was really hard. And I don't know. I mean, I did graduate school, year 12, but I don't know if I would have been able to finish if it wasn't for drama. My mum put me into drama school, extracurricular, when I was 8, all the way up to, I finished all the way through to year 12 extracurricular. And I did drama at high school, and I got really good marks in drama. That was the only one that I got good marks on. All the rest were okay. Yeah, so then I went to university in Bathurst, where Claire lives. It's they had quite a famous theatre and media university there called Theatre Media, and that's where I learned how to make music on computers, and that's where I learned how to hold a camera and how to tell a story and how to make little websites and how to do a little bit of animation on computers. And before that, I just used computers to play games. I was a gamer all my life, loved gaming, but didn't really know that you could make cool stuff with it until I reached uni. And then I remember my mind just going boom. I was like, you can do all this cool stuff with the computers. It's not just for playing games. How cool is this? And I just loved that. It absolutely changed my life. And then in my final year of uni, we had to do a major work, and we went to Broken Hill, which is another site for us in Australia. We just opened up another clubhouse there, which is awesome, with a couple of friends in my year at uni. And we did a community development program. We did circus and film and music, hip hop, with a group of teenagers from Maramar Health in Broken Hill. And then my friend who came with me, Toby, and I started a company called Desert P Media. And for a few years, we traveled all around Australia making film clips and in Indigenous communities. And I left Desert P Media a few years later, but Desert P Media still exists. It's been going on for 20 years now. And they make amazing work. And Toby and I are still best mates, although we don't work with each other so much. We collaborate all the time, though, still. And then I moved out to the Northern Territory. In about 2008, 2009, I started going to the desert independently, just making films and music for sports and rec holiday programs. And then I ended up getting a full-time job with the Barkly Regional Council doing sports and rec. And I moved to this really isolated community called Alparulam on the border of NT and Queensland. 600 Ks on dirt road from Alice Springs. really isolated, one of the most isolated communities in Australia, if not the world. Small, maybe it's on a station, a few hundred people big, Indigenous people live there. And then I was there for a couple of years and I set up a media center there, a little bit like a clubhouse. But I hadn't heard about clubhouses at the time, so we didn't call them clubhouses. We just called them the media center or the media room. And then I ended up getting a promotion and moved into town, which is Tennant Creek, which was the NT, which is 600 k's north of Alice Springs and about 1,000 k's south of Darwin in the Northern Territory on the Stewart Highway. And then I was sports and rec coordinator, and I was managing 5 sports and rec centers and about 20 Indigenous staff, many different kind of sports and activity programs. And one of the major programs I got funding for was a hip hop and music and media program. It ended up going for 3 years. Multi-award winning, nationally recognized. We went down to Canberra to win a prize for best media project for council in 2014. And it was a massive project. I ended up hiring a lot of musicians and professional producers and filmmakers and animation people, and it was quite a production. We ended up making 3 albums, and we put them out, released them, ended up touring all over Australia, Melbourne, Perth, Brisbane, Darwin, Alice Springs, many times with our groups, young people, aged about 15 to 18. We had a few men's group and a women's group. I'll just share my screen now while I'm talking about this and just show you. Where do I go to share my screen? Basic. Here we go. Share. You guys got that? Yep, sweet. Yeah, so this was the website that I made for Barkly Desert Culture. We did a lot of traditional work, mixing it in with contemporary. We made a lot of albums, 3 albums. This is the media center that I made in Ali Karang. And that's Leo, the animation and film expert, and Beatrice, who's a wonderful producer from Melbourne. And she's in many amazing bands, one called Haiku Hands, which is, I just saw them. They've just been touring around the world. They're incredible, all-female group. And they worked with our young people to make, we ended up making 40 film clips at least over 3 years. I did most of the filming and a lot of the filming and editing and stuff for a lot of the film clips. It was a really big project. And we toured out to, we made work in some of the most remote Indigenous communities that are still quite traditional. And it was an incredible journey for me. I'm just going to share the screen again and show you a video of some of the film clips. It's all online. It's all on Matt. If you can put those links in the chat for us, that'd be awesome. Links to the website. Bandcamp.
weird within. Stomp on the black red dirt, yeah with a black skin. Boomerang clap as the tromboy sing. It was a different age back in the past, when the Yaura people walked the spin effect cross. From the start we would dance to the sound of the song. From the beginning of time we were happy and strong. My people drinking, my people fighting, my people suicide, my people dying, my people crying, lost and alone. Dream like an emu, brother, fly back home. My brother, keep dreaming. Fly back home, fly back home. Right back home. My brother, keep dreaming. Fly home. You gotta fly back home. Back home. Fly back home, dreaming.
They was getting ready to go to a ceremony, and they come across some paints that they found on the ground. The yellow grandma wanted to collect some of that paint and smash it up to mix the color up so that Sugar Body would paint that well and then in the back.
I'll paint you back, I'll paint you back. My reflection back, my reflection back. It shows me that, it shows me that I'm looking good now. I'll paint you, come on, go, I'll paint you, come on, go. My reflection back, my reflection back. It shows me that, it shows me that you're too impatient.
In the dream time, long time ago, lived two goannas, best friends like gold. They were going to a ceremony, walking along, where they dance and dance all night long.
Sitting with our grandmothers, singing stories about our country, singing a song for the rain to come, singing a song to keep our culture strong, singing a song to keep our culture strong. They teach us songs of our place. When we sing, we keep it safe. Letting so we know, listening forever, so our culture always can grow. So our culture always can grow. Dreaming of our country. I was standing on the road, looking for my friends. I was scared and alone, crying out for them, 'cause they were lost. They were drinking a lot, they were fighting too. That's what we don't want to do. Drinking makes you weak and hurt, makes your family sad. Drinking makes your baby sick. It brings trouble to your land. We want to keep our family strong, so our culture lives on.
It's no good for you. It makes the other sad when you show no respect. Community kids mad.
Getting bush taka all year round, like Baga, Gagui, Kinyawuro. Cutting the white tree to get the light you. Half tropical, half desert. This is the dreaming of the Wellington lizard. Young fellas going through culture law, but the elders have been here way before. the land stays the same. As everything around here seems to change. For the new generation it will remain. See the rain cloud coming across the plain. Kulumalani is my home. It's where I grew up, it's where I belong. Kulumalani is my home. It's where we are from, where we stay strong. Kulumalani is my home. It's where I grew up, where I belong. Kulumalani is my home. It's where we are from, where we stay strong.
Kulumalani is my home. It's where I belong.
My name is Lyric, but people call me JR. I'm like a Bari, shooting like a star. Going everywhere, making some noise with my crew D7 and the Hill Boys. Crowd going crazy at whatever spaces. We rock the show, two smiling faces. The Bush Band Bash was overcrowded. How many you reckon? Over 1,000. Going around communities, inspiring kids to show the true meaning of what we did. Our life has changed, it's not the same. Music helped us to break the chain. Going and dreaming our famous song. Young people learn, elders sing along. Families are proud with our rap, putting Elliot on the map. Kulumalani is my home. It's where I grew up, it's where I belong. Kulumalani is my home. It's where we are from, where we stay strong. Kulumalani is my home. It's where I grew up, where I belong. Kulumalani is my home. It's where we are from, where we stay strong.
Sorry, I tried to paste the links down there for you and it cut the video off for some reason. It was at the end of the video anyway. Yeah, that tour changed those young people's lives. We even went over to Perth for them to do a concert, and that was the first time that they ever saw the ocean, because they grew up in the desert in the middle of Australia, thousands of kilometers from the coast, and literally had never seen the ocean before. And those kind of things that we take for granted, you know, and when you see their face, it light up when they see the waves for the first time. It's quite an incredible experience. It was yeah, it was an amazing place. I still call it home. I get homesick. I really want to go back there soon and yeah, visit everybody again. So that was Barclay Desert Culture Program and Tennant Creek, and I moved back over here in Lismore in 2017, just after the flood. I remember seeing the flood on the telly in Tennant Creek, and that wiped out the clubhouse in Lismore for the first time. And I didn't start working to the clubhouse until 2018, and then yeah, I was working there when we lost it for the second time a couple of years ago, which was quite hard and sad. So yeah, and then on the side, I've also been traveling around Australia, going to festivals, DJing for the last 10 years, and at clubs and at raves. We call them doofs over here. Americans call them raves. And that's been really awesome. And then what happened in the DJ world is COVID. When COVID hit, DJs couldn't perform anymore because they were in lockdown, and they a lot of them started to going on Twitch, and a couple of big ones, Scratch Bastard, A Skills, Crafty Cuts, Jazzy Jeff started going on, and they would probably make quite good money off it, the famous ones. And then a lot of the other lesser well-known ones started jumping on. And then a friend of mine started doing it, and then he kind of welcomed me into his Twitch crew, which consists of a lot of Canadian DJs and a lot of American DJs and a lot of English DJs, and now I've been welcomed into the Global Funk Fam, which is started from some English DJs and some English DJs, mainly English DJs, but now it's worldwide. So I'm now in two worldwide networks, Clubhouse Network and the Global Funk Fam. So that's really cool. And so I get to DJ alongside a lot of other DJs from all around the world. And when you go to a festival and you go on after each other at a festival, on Twitch, it's kind of like that, but they call them raid trains. On Twitch, you raid each other. So when you finish, you hand over your crowd to the next DJ. So I'm with the Global Funk Fam on Tuesday, on Tunes Day, it's called. And that's when I get to DJ with my English friends, it's been a really lovely, amazing experience. I've really enjoyed DJing and playing on Twitch because I've been able to incorporate a lot of the skills that I learned at the Clubhouse. And I've been able to express myself, through design as well, through emojis and making emojis. And at the Clubhouse, I started doing Midjourney and artificial intelligence generated things pretty much as soon as it came out, teaching our young people how to make AI movies. And then when I started seeing Twitch, I thought that that would make really good backdrops for Twitch. So I started making a whole bunch of AI generated backdrops for Twitch. And I've got now 40 minutes of AI generated movies that I play on loop through OBS when I stream. And so that just goes on in the background on my green screen. And then I just focus on the decks and DJ. And so, yeah, to tell that story that Matt was talking about, I made this film clip from AI Kyber, the website called Kyber. My friend Sheshir and Phoebe made a track, and I was playing it on Twitch a couple of times, and I fell in love with it. And then I reached out to Phoebe on, I first then made the film clip, and then I put it on YouTube as unlisted, and then sent Phoebe the link and private so that only Phoebe could see it. And then Phoebe said that she loved it. And so then she brought me into a Facebook chat with Sheshir, and he gave me the green light, said he loved it. And then this is all happening in real time. My friend, Captain's List, who brought me into the Twitch world, was streaming at the time, and he loves that song too. So I put the link on YouTube, made it public, put it in the chat on Twitch, and then we had a worldwide premiere, kind of like an instant worldwide premiere. It was a really lovely moment. So I'm going to share my screen again, and I'm going to show you some stuff that I've been doing on Twitch. I've been doing a lot of experimenting with Twitch. I've also DJ'd using Tribe on the Oculus Quest 3 in pass-through mode. So I was in augmented reality. So that's in the video as well. So I'm just going to show you that real quick. And you'll also see that film clip that I'm talking about with Sheshir.
We've got that thirst for rhythm, substatic in the air, pushing higher and higher, reaching that new frontier, moving with one desire, like a flock in formation. They're going transform with a sonic reincarnation. Sonic reincarnation with it. Sonic reincarnation.
Take you to the
Raiders in the house. fan. Sask, my man. How you doing, homie? Who we got? Sask. That's all we got I can see so far saying hi. Who else is going to say hi to the old Professor Prawn? How's everyone doing out there? I'm going to try something new today. This is the first time I've done this. Let me know how it goes in the chat. We'll be Captain's List today. Nice and funky is the theme. I'll try and keep it funky as funky fresh. This is the first time that I've been streaming from my Oculus Quest 3 headset. I'm using this awesome app. We'll try DJ. I'm in pass-through mode. Welcome to the Prawn Den. My Dex is overlaid. I got my real Dex underneath. These are my virtual Dex. And they're based on proper Pioneer gear. Pretty much exactly the same. Because I'm using controllers instead of fingers. But in my hands, virtual hands. All right. So this was a meme that came. This is another cool story I wanted to share with you guys. These AI generated images came from someone from the chat called Wayne's World. And so while we were doing the chat live, he was making these images on using Bing on the AI image generators. And the meme with the potatoes came from another user in the chat who was peeling potatoes in the kitchen and listening to my stream, and the song was so fat that she dropped the potatoes. So that formed a lot of the emojis, and it's a running gag now. So it's all about dropping potatoes if the beat's good, and yeah, we've come up with some really my new Quest 3 creative, collaborative things, and it's really lovely. That's what I love about Twitch, is how collaborative it is with people from all around the world. It's one of those cool things, nice surprises. You just arrived not very long ago, a few days ago, and I've been having heaps of fun ever since, in the augmented reality especially. It makes me feel like Stark. It makes me feel like Iron Man in the flesh, with all the different screens floating around me. It's so much fun, and the games are awesome too. I'm going to showcase the cabin today. Right. How's everyone going, guys? I'm Professor Prawn, and I'm playing the cabin in augmented reality mode on the Quest 3. So cool. I'm going to show you guys how it works. So I've mapped my space.
Does this wrist thing even come off?
So you can see my room, my surroundings. And I've mapped my front door as the window, and the zombies are going to come through. There's another window there. It's kind of like the zombies in COD, the zombies extension in COD. And I have to survive for as long as I can, and it's heaps of fun. Right now, I'm going to show you what I've been doing with Figment XR, which is this awesome app. Sounds very responsible. This is the clubhouse in Lismore, and I've been creating these GIFs out of Mid-Journey on AI. This is my little prawn GIF. I feel a little bit. And I've animated it these days too. And you can make them big, wee, and you can make them small. tiny. Move it around wherever you want. I might put it here. I'll just put it on the desk. Get a little dancing prawn on the desk. This is the YouTube, one of my YouTube clips that I made of me doing DJing on Twitch using the Oculus Quest, using Tribe. And in here you've got the options where you can turn spatial audio off or on and turn the music down or up and loop it, so it's currently on loop.
79, you 79er?
I've got another YouTube video over here and it is on spatial audio, so that one gets quieter as I walk away from it. This one gets louder as I get closer. So it's kind of like having two televisions in the same room. I can still hear it, but it's not as loud. These little scenes, the computers aren't actually computers, they're GIFs that I've made. I bring it all in using Giphy. I've animated all these on Giphy. That's an actually animated.
That's a celebration emoji for sure.
Using Midjourney. These have all been created on Midjourney. That was not created on Midjourney, but it was an animated GIF on Giphy. This was all on Midjourney.
This is proven. 79, baby.
I'm going to show you guys how to do all this. And it's incredibly fun. It's got a lot of creative potential. This is another one that I've used for Twitch, one of my GIFs that I use on emojis that I use on Twitch, and I've animated it to bounce, created it on Midjourney. It's like one of my signature, it's kind of a meme that started from my channel, the joke. This is the butterfly I created on Midjourney, and I programmed it to fly around. And it's actually really quite easy to make them move and
Love it.
Professor Prawn. So I'm gonna, when they walk in, they can see that you can change the font.
Feel sorry for the people today, the kids.
All that kind of thing.
Now, what do they got? Swift. Everyone's a Swifty now.
Font color. Make it a prawny color. Fire. Oh yeah. I like fire. Fire's cool. What's hypercolor? Woo, hypercolor is pretty. Hue shift. Fire. I like Professor Prawn. Being on fire. I need to put it somewhere. Let's put it there. That looks cool. It needs to be on a black surface for it to stand out. There. Professor Prawn. I might make a couple. See that one.
Sounds epic though.
So the boundary goes there. So let's do it in the air and make it really big. Oh.
Well,
Make
it
it really
sounds like an
big.
epic place to grow up.
Really big.
We didn't have a cinema in my town.
Boom.
We did have a radio station.
Maybe I'll put it on the back wall. I'll just cast a shadow too. That's awesome. This one here, I also animated. I created it on Midjourney and animated it on Pika. Turned it into a GIF. The GIFs are good because they take up a lot less room and on your hard drive or on everything. And they don't look quite as clear as the movies, but you don't have to upload it to YouTube and do all that stuff. You have to upload it to Giphy though. But it's just a little bit more of a simpler process. So yeah, this is a little bit of what I'm working on. Figment, there's so much more to Figment than just what I've done. You can create games using Gravity, which I'll do another video on later.
No one's there.
So thank you everyone.
Like a trick for the virgin.
got that thirst for it.
Yeah. So there's a couple of more things I just want to talk about before we go into questions. Just about like career. We're talking about career. For me personally, the first thing you probably guessed, the first thing that pops into mind is YouTube. I've always done YouTube as more of as a platform to be able to share my work. With doing some stuff with the young people and putting them up there, and so family can see it. Not as a monetary income thing. It's more of a sharing platform. However, there's a lot of people on YouTube and on Twitch now, especially since the pandemic, that are making careers out of YouTube and Twitch. You have the ones like the real big ones like Mr. Beast and Mariah, who are potentially making millions of dollars a year. And then you have lots of smaller ones that are, that are still making enough to live on. There's one in particular that I want to show you real quick that I take a lot of inspiration from. His name is Bido Banji. I think he's an English streamer. I'll just quickly show you that. This is his YouTube page with his videos. So I was doing a bit of research and looking it up today, but roughly how much they get paid when you monetize. And it's anywhere between $1 and $20 per 1,000 views. So I've got no idea what scale Bido Banji's on in that. But, he's getting average, 20, 30,000 views. Some he's getting 156,000 views, 50,000. So he's probably making an okay, wage off it. And there's others out there who are making an absolute killing. There's one more called Mariah, who's amazing. She's nothing to do with AR or VR, this one, but very much Clubhouse related because she does art and like really cool squishies and things like that. My daughter loves Mariah, and she gets millions of views per video, 3.7 million, 1.9. So she would be making a lot of money. She'd be making more than a decent wage. She'd be making a killing. And she's really awesome. And she's also got a really inspirational store. So because she's an artist, a really good artist, she makes plushies and, because she's kind of famous on YouTube, she gets to be able to sell these, and she would make quite a lot off her merch store because she's getting so many views. And a lot of these ones are handmade, but the t-shirts and things like stickers and things like that, you just upload the artwork to the website, and then you put the link in the chat, and someone clicks on the link and orders a t-shirt, and then the website does it for them. So that's another really good way of kind of getting another revenue stream off your YouTube channel and or your Twitch channel. So I do both. I do Twitch and YouTube. I haven't gotten up to monetizing YouTube yet because I don't have enough followers. I do monetize Twitch, but it's not very much. From my experience, what I've realized is for Twitch, you need to be famous. If you're famous, you'll make money off Twitch. If you're rich, you'll make money off YouTube. Because on YouTube, you can boost your videos. So the more you boost, the more views you get and more followers you get. So if you've got, like Mr. Beast would just boost as much as he could because he's making so much. So that's the way. Like you can make I believe you could make a living off it. You'd have to treat it like a proper startup, like at the beginning, unless you're already wealthy to be able to boost it. You'd have to like put 60 hours a week in at the start and then bump it down to 38. It's a full-time job. But I do believe it would be possible. And especially I think it's a good option for people who have skills but have social anxiety or have autism and don't like big groups and things like that. I think it's an excellent, viable option, especially for those people who are creative. So yeah, I'm going to open it up now. We've got 10 minutes. Anyone got any questions?
Sean, so folks, feel free to unmute or drop questions in the chat for Sean. If I could maybe start it off, I'm wondering if you could just list off just a little bit about your workflow, what we just saw right there, and what apps and platforms you use to create that.
Yeah. So I use 3 apps. Midjourney. So I started on my AI. I started with Midjourney, and that's how I learned how to do it. And I then make the still images, and then I bring them into Pika. With Pika, you can generate videos just with prompts, or you can animate it using still images. So that's great. You could also animate drawings if you want. It doesn't have to be AI generated. It could be a hand-drawn thing or something on Procreate. You bring it in and you animate it that way. And I use a combination, and I also use Kyber. Kyber was the one that you saw with the Cheshire Phoebe one, that really deadly awesome one. That was Kyber. And they're the 3 main ones that I want to do the tutorials and the workshops about. And I also would love to do the workshop about Figment as well, because I think Figment's quite amazing. You can bring all your GIFs and your artwork in that you've made from the AI generated apps as well, which is what you saw me doing in that video. Oh, sorry. The last part of my workflow, which is really important, is I use CapCut, which I've found is amazing. It's the TikTok AI assisted video editor, and it's online, but you can also download it to your computer. And there's also an app, but I use it on my computer. And the reason why that's so good is because Pika outputs it at 720p, not at full 1080p. So I bring all my videos into CapCut, and Pika also leaves a watermark, so you have to cut it out. But CapCut also upscales it, and so you can upscale it all the way up to 4K, which is amazing. So you can bring your Pika video in at 720p and output it at 4K if you need to. And because a lot of it's done in AI on the cloud, it's really fast. It's a lot faster than any of the Adobe stuff or Final Cut or anything like that. When I first started using it, after using Final Cut all my life, it just blew me away. I couldn't believe how quick it was rendering things and exporting things. And it's free, which is crazy. So yeah, I think CapCut's amazing. And when I do the workshops, I'll definitely show you that workflow and how I do it with CapCut as well.
So you use Midjourney for AI image creation, and then you run that through Pika Labs and Kyber to add motion to them. And then you took those clips and ran them through CapCut to edit them into a sequence.
Yes, and to upscale them to 1080p. Yeah. You can upscale it out of Kyber, but it costs you more credits. So I just get it to output it at 720 because I found this sneaky little trick on CapCut. So that way I can save myself some credits. Because Kyber charges you to upscale it to 1080p. So if you just get it to output it at 720, put it in CapCut for free and upscale it to 1080 or 2K or 4K. Whatever it is you want to output it at.
Nice. And you got a couple in the chat. Ruben and Gustavo are coming in. Gus, how have you like Tribe XR versus the physical DJing? This one doing Twitch. Do you
That's
like
such
one better than the other?
Cool question. I love that. I find that there's I've been using physical equipment for over 10 years. So the muscle memory and being able to do like all the different effects and stuff. I know where everything is, and probably at this point a little bit more flexible for me. I haven't put the hours in for Tribe. But the cool thing about Tribe is I will be able to, with a laptop, for example, go up to the headland of Byron Bay overlooking the ocean and put my virtual decks in pass-through mode over the ocean and stream it to my laptop, and then stream out to Twitch, so I can literally be DJing anywhere with the Quest 3. So I don't need physical hardware then. So, and I will be doing that. That's something that I definitely want to do, and for YouTube as well, because I think that'd be beautiful. Imagine decks floating over a ocean.
But and
It'd be
just before
awesome.
Ruben's question, have you also found any way to run the sound out? So if you were next to the ocean, there was people around you outdoors while you have the headset on, to be able to run that through speakers, so they could hear your set live outdoors.
Yeah, so you stream it wirelessly to the laptop, and then you put and then you turn on the audio in the streaming capture device, and then you output it from your laptop to the P8.
Let's go.
Yeah.
And Ruben said, have you played with Video Leap as a platform, monthly fee?
I haven't personally, but I've seen someone in the clubhouse, really inspirational young person who's just come into our clubhouse, who she's 14 and she's made over 1,700 videos. That's more than 2 a day for 2 years. She does Roblox little dancing things, like she makes the characters dance and then she overlays them to music using Video Leap and CapCut. But she uses Video Leap a lot, and she's got 17,000 subscribers already. So she could monetize, but she's 14, so in Australia she can't till she's 18. But if she keeps doing it, which I'm pretty sure she will, by the time she's 18, she'll be smashing it. Like, she'll be able to monetize and she'll have a massive audience. You know, she'll be able to make an income straight away.
Wow.
Claire,
right.
what did you have a question? I thought I saw.
That
That was me going, it's amazing.
Oh, yeah, I thought you was like a question. Yeah. It is amazing. It is. I've never seen anything like it, actually. Yeah. She's an incredible young person. She's teaching me a lot. Yeah. Yeah. Are there any other questions?
All right.
I have a question, Sean.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing, by the way. This has been amazing to see how you're blending and mixing all of these apps together. One of the things that we've been seeing online, especially on Instagram, is people making like movie trailers. Like, they'll have an idea in their head, they'll create the frames with Midjourney, then put it in like a Pika and animate it, and then next thing you know, they'll have like a movie trailer together. Let's say a science fiction movie in the ocean or something like that. What are some other ways that you've seen people putting together this Midjourney animating with the AI animation, you know, putting it out there? What are some other uses that you've seen?
Other people, they've been doing it on Twitch a fair bit. There's this amazing producer called Eclectic Method, who I've bumped into on Twitch. I think he's from England, and he makes amazing stuff. He kind of like a video DJ. I've seen some on Instagram as well. Some people experimenting and playing with it at the moment. And I've also heard of through Twitch that they're doing it a lot as well for anime. A lot of the professional studios are doing it as well, because it's super easy to animate the voices and overdub them. So yeah, it's definitely happening, and it's definitely the future. I'm really interested in augmented reality in like, because I love making videos and like streaming it, like what you saw me do with Figment, streaming it from the headset and recording it, you know, and then I think that's got a lot of potential, you know, like, and even like making little scenes, you know, of little things moving around in your space and recording it. That really interests me. I think that has a lot of potential, and that that's just going to go like this. We're going to see a massive rise in technology in the things that you can bring into the space, such as Figment. I know that Meta Labs have already experimenting with some crazy stuff about with augmented reality, where they make objects in your house, they mask objects in your house, make them disappear, and overlay them with a virtual copy, and then they bring the little creature in, and then the creature, using mapping, grabs the trolley and pushes it down the real world stairs, and the trolley's been disappeared by the masking. And then the crazy stuff like that. I can see Figment bringing stuff like that in. I think there was just an update in Figment the other day that enabled you to do the recording, like you saw me do the moving with the butterfly. That's just a recent addition. I can foresee ChatGPT coming in soon. Being able to put ChatGPT into objects that you move around, things like that. It's just going to go. It's moving at a very fast pace. But I think, blending in, like what I did with Figment, blending in AI, bringing it into the scenes, making movies and just playing around and expressing yourself. I think especially for Clubhouse kids, and I have tried Figment with some of my young people, just creating scenes from Figment based on their interests. Because in Figment, you have access to all the GIFs from Giphy. You don't have to make your own like what I did. You can search them all up, bring them in, and you can search up any YouTube video and bring the YouTube video in, and you can search up anything from Reddit and from Sketchfab, so you can bring in objects, and there's just so much to it. So sorry I went on a bit of a tangent, but it kind of comes back to AI as well in the way that I think it's headed. And I touched on it with Figment. It's kind of there with Figment as well. But I feel like I'm kind of pushing the envelope with Figment a bit. Like I'm kind of, it's still at its very early days in its development phase, and I'm kind of pushing it out of what it's kind of really designed for a little bit. But I think that's cool too.
And the last clip that we saw of you putting the text on the screen with the butterflies, everything like that. Gus was just calling out the how cool the spatial anchors were in there. That was Figment that we were looking at right there, right?
Yeah, Figment, yeah.
Yeah. And so nice. And so we're just pushing past time. Maybe in a final closing, I'll quickly say again, thank you everyone for coming in and joining and having this interaction as we roll down your journey, Sean. Maybe in closing, there is more to come. So what we just saw was a massive dump of amazing combinations of technologies and fast speed. But the next thing coming up is we're going to be hosting a series of workshops with Sean to walk you all through creating your own and using these tools, right? So on the way out, I don't know if you want to I'll pass it back to you real quick, Sean, if you just want to give a brief preview of what's to come, and then we'll be sending out more information about how to sign up for that if you're interested.
Yeah, so it's my goal and my dream for everybody to be able to, use Figment and do what I did with that scene and create your own artworks using Midjourney and your own movies from Kaiba and your own GIFs, animated GIFs, and making your own scene. So the first workshop will be around Midjourney, Kaiba, and Pika Labs and CapCut and how to make movies and how to make emojis and how to make GIFs. And then the other ones will be about Figment as well. So I think my goal would be for everybody to use Figment with their young people on the Quest 2s. It looks better on the Quest 3 because of the color pass-through, but it is possible on the Quest 2, even though it's black and white pass-through. We use it at the clubhouse in Lismore, and it's fine. The young people love it. Nice. So it's my goal that everybody will be using it, because you can also share your scenes. You can publish them. They're unlisted, so it doesn't have to be public. You can share the codes with people. So wouldn't it be great if I could share a scene that one of my young people has done in Lismore with someone in America and vice versa? maybe showcasing some of the work that they've done, and we can use our clubhouse as our own digital gallery, as our own gallery space, and put the artwork up on our clubhouses. And we can, I think it's got a lot of potential as a digital art gallery in augmented reality mode. So that's my goal. I hope that everyone signs up and does it, because I want to be able to share amazing work with your clubhouses all around the world.
Nice. And also, quick Tang, I'm glad you were in here too, because you had talked about making personalized avatars, right? And being able to, like, if you're creating characters in your world with your art, and being able to use these overlays as a way to like bring them to animated life. So there's a whole bunch to come.
Don't put that on me, Matt. That's our project.
I'm just saying.
Hey, you talked me into it.
If you
I reckon that'd be cool.
You got characters.
I reckon that'd be awesome.
Yeah. No, that was his idea, and I agreed to it.
Yeah, nice.
Thank you, Sean. Yeah,
You're welcome.
The minds continue to be blown, and like just trying to figure out how to tap into this. This is a preview of the next ones to come. And so hopefully folks that joined on here today be able to come and tap in as we break it down in the how to. I don't know if Jeff or Sean, you any words on the way out?
I just quickly close with just saying thanks for having me. It's an absolute honor and a pleasure to be able to share this stuff with you all, and thank you so much for listening and hearing my journey.
Yeah, I would just echo the same things. Thanks a lot, Sean. This has been amazing. Can't wait and look forward to your series there. Just so folks know, Sean's series will be about a month, one session a week for about a month and some change. And like Matt said, we'll be sending some more information out about how to join.
All right, everybody. Yeah, thanks again. Yeah, good session, and we'll be back with more about it soon.